Bring us the latest on this. And now when we talk about the AI Impact Summit, Google CEO Sundar Pichai meeting Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Remember, we are going to be seeing a lot of experts, domain experts, thought leaders at the AI Summit, and Google CEO Sundar Pichai is meeting Prime Minister Narendra Modi as well. And really the whole idea of the AI Impact Summit is to also focus on the India story when it comes to the summit and artificial intelligence and innovation. For more on this, we have Pallavi Ghosh live with us. Pallavi, thank you so much for joining us. What can you tell us, Pallavi?
These are the series of meetings, in fact, the Prime Minister has lined up for this week because of the AI summit. See, AI is a reality which no one can run away from, and the Prime Minister on multiple platforms has acknowledged it. And he also said that this is not something which we really need to be scared of. In fact, the AI should be used to our advantage because there are many areas, whether there's an education, medical facilities, all of them, AI can actually help. And how do you use Google and these kind of platforms is something which is important. Sundar Pichai and the Prime Minister have also met on multiple occasions together when the Prime Minister, I remember, was traveling abroad, and they have worked very, very closely. Sundar Pichai on public platforms has appreciated India's economic growth story, and India is a huge growing market as far as Google is concerned. And Sundar Pichai, who is from the Indian origin, has acknowledged India's growth story under the Modi government. So I guess when the meeting is taking place, as we speak, what is going to be chalked out is that how the other big challenge which every country in the world is facing, which many people are worried about job losses, but it's also something which we cannot run away from. Those modalities on how to make best use of, say, chat GPTs, of AI tools, of Google for that matter, how it can be used in a country like India with a growing interest in it, growing economy, but also the fact is that how it can be used in many sectors like medical, education, fashion, so on and so forth.
Absolutely, Pallavi. There appears to be a larger focus on generative AI, but there are so many more AI applications that India is also perhaps working on. And when it comes to adapting global models and innovation on top of those already existing stacks, that's really where the conversation becomes all the more important. When, as you mentioned earlier, Pallavi, there's so much of fear and some sort of hostility as well, which is tied to this entire conversation when it comes to AI, because it is, of course, linked to misinformation, deep fakes, and all of these are very real threats that India needs to contend with and also recognize. That being said, what sort of conversations do you think we can expect when it comes to the responsible adoption of AI?
So when the Indian government has always tried to maintain that kind of a balance, in fact, as recently as the union budget, which was presented, the finance minister herself acknowledged the importance of AI and also that it brings about a mixed feeling. Obviously, there are concerns about its misuse, especially in the cyberspace, as you pointed out, deepfake, but there are also concerns about people losing their jobs. As far as its misuse on the cyberspace is concerned, the government has come out with many stringent laws and regulations, but this also requires an education among the people. You know, celebrities are also the ones who, for example, have fallen the biggest prey to it. And the list is endless. So there's an awareness campaign that the government is carrying on, but at the same time trying to come out with certain stringent laws. The other big concern, of course, is obviously the areas of concern about jobs. That if AI is going to take the space of humans, then will there be less demand for human resources? Again, government says that doesn't really need to be the case. How would every company have to ensure that a certain amount of jobs will be protected? And how AI does not need to replace. It can complement, it can supplement human resources. For example, again, I go back to the medical space. A medical space is so sensitive, it is so delicate. Can AI completely replace it?
Right. Thank you so much for bringing us the latest on this, Pallavi. Of course, there's going to be so much more to unpack in this week when it comes to the AI conversation and India's role in the AI summit as well. All right, we'll continue to bring you all developments.